There he is, baby. There he is. Let's go. Let's go. Woohoo! Yeah. Hey y'all, I'm Damon Outward with Outward Outdoors. We're here at Cadiz, Ohio right now, getting ready for opening day of turkey season. It's Friday, the 21st of April, 2023, and tomorrow, the old Thunder Chicken season comes in for northeastern Ohio, southeastern Ohio. I'm gonna get us a eastern turkey. And I tell you what, the weather is gonna be a little bit bad, but it ain't gonna stop us from trying to get one. It's gonna be a little rainy, a little windy, but pretty much all day. But can only hunt till noon. We'll see what we can do if we can get one goblin and track it down and get it on film for y'all. I've talked to hunters, few and far between, and like the mentality and like the lifestyle of the certain turkey breeds. In my opinion, the Easterns are one of the more finicky and harder turkeys to get. They tend to have got some big hooks on them, and they got some thick ropes, so you can be expecting to get a 20 plus pound bird around here with no problem. 24-pound bird I've seen. That's a pretty dang big bird.
Why are you a hunter?
Boy, that's a deep question. Now, basically, I was born. Everybody got their own story, but for me, I was born and raised in this. My grandfather, his family was never into hunting. He was basically ground zero for the Outwards. My grandfather, Doug Outward, he bought this property out here in Cadiz. It's 350 acres, got 4 ponds. I mean, we manage it on top of the regulations that ODNR put out. We even put our own regulations on with ourselves of passing on certain things or making sure we killed X amount of things, does, just to have a population. And the fact of seeing how much passion my grandfather put into it and how healthy it kept him just being out and enjoying it just made me realize, like, man, I want to live like that. I want to live in the outdoors, and I want my kids eventually to be a part of this. And it's just so different than anything else. The way we live and the things we do is just, if you have someone that's a non-hunter or doesn't understand, and you bring them into our world, it's a whole new world to them. And I think that alone is just amazing. And you can have a 2-pound rabbit or a 200-pound 160 class buck, and I shake the same as if it was, no matter what. I mean, the adrenaline rush, I have that butterfly in my stomach. The feeling that you get is so surreal. You can't get it anywhere else other than hunting. And it's the most amazing thing in the world. And to know, especially when you go nights down the road and you eat what you just harvested, it's the best meal you ever had. And it may not taste good to someone else, but to you, like, you're like, wow, this is amazing. Most of the time it is, but it's just so cool to me. And then all these other hunting stuff that we can do now, like with duck hunting. Now we just started getting into duck hunting, and my oh my, that's every type of hunting that I do, I say it's my favorite, but each thing has its own little pros, and it's just so cool because as a whole, the people that you meet, the communities that you do, like we're out at hunting camp right now, we get to spend nights away and in God's country, and I think it's amazing that we're blessed to be able to do this and continue to do this for years to come. And I hope you guys enjoy our message and enjoy that we're a part of being the conservationist and being here in the nature that God created for us, and just enjoying everything we possibly can. That's why I hunt. Yeah, this weekend it was pretty intense. I mean, we heard a lot, but we didn't see anything. I tell you what, Saturday, the first day that we set up, we got in there pretty early because we had to make sure we had all of our film equipment ready. We had to get the decoys from my dad, make sure he drove us up, and so we could walk way far in. So he dropped us off on the other end of the hollow. We had to go ahead and walk her all the way around. I get the decoys set up. You start getting the camera stuff set up. By the time we got done and sat down, it was probably 6 o'clock already, just about shooting light. I gave it that first little man, one lit up, 80 yards right behind us, and I said, oh, this is about go time here. I knew that the rain was coming pretty quick, but I said, shoot, he's right there, he might fly down off the roost, come right to us. So I gave him a couple little back at him. Man, he lit right up again. I said, oh, I got him hook, line, and sinker. Like, this is it. We're going to end the turkey season. We're going to have just the film from today, but it's going to be a successful hunt, and I thought we were going to get it done. And all of a sudden, I heard something fly down off the roost not too far behind us, and I heard another hen start keying at us. And oh man, he wanted her more than he wanted me. I told you I couldn't compete with it. He come down and it sounded like they were getting it on right behind us. You know, all up in it. I said, oh, okay, maybe he'll get done with her. Maybe they'll come around, circle our way. Because I tell you, 80, 100 yards on the ground behind us. They were close enough to hear pretty much what was going on. And all of a sudden, the clouds, we knew it, the clouds turned black. And it was like freaking Wizard of Oz type deal. That storm was coming in. I said, there's no place like home. I thought I was the end of the world. I said, we need to get out of here. But thank goodness we was in the blind. So we sat it out for about 2 hours. The rain come in, the wind come in. We just sat there and hung out. And pretty soon it cleared up and did a little bit more purring and stuff like that. Heard a couple gobbles in the distance, but nothing really came to fruition from it. So we just circled around the property, went in the fields, seeing if they was coming out from the rainstorm, drying up from it. But we didn't see anything really too much. So we figured we'd just next day hunt that same bird. So go back home, rest up, and do it again. Get up in the morning, but this time we drive ourselves in, but we park way far away on the other side, so we don't spook him. Because if we came where we needed to park, he was roosting right in the trees right there the night before. Now I know they don't roost in the same place, but at least in the same area. So we get set up again, same time, it's about 6:15. Give it a couple purrs. You hear way off in the distance. Not way off, I'd say maybe 300 yards, but this time in front of us and not behind us. So I wait a little bit, give another. Three, one way off 300 yards here, one on this end of the holler and one on the other end of the holler. So I said, okay, well, today's the day where we might go ahead and get her done. I'm going to focus on this one about 300 yards ahead of us. So he's calling back at me, back and forth, back and forth. All of a sudden, it's about the time to probably get down off the roost. Pretty much silent. So I figured he's coming in silent, try to all different ways of calling in at him. Gave him an hour and a half. Silence the whole time. I didn't even hear anything hollering off in the distance. I mean, geese went by, nothing shot gobbling. So we finally go ahead and get our stuff, walk on up the road, set up on the barn about 500 yards from us. We get in there, don't even sit down. I just go ahead and give a little call at him. And right across the road, he starts gobbling. I said, Jesus. Ove just freaking lays on the ground like this, starts crawling. And then afterwards, he was like, I didn't know what to do. I heard a gobble. I just got down. I said, hey, it worked. You got the camera up, and you're just like this, laying on the ground, looking up. I'm sitting here with my fan. Gives another gobble back. I'm like, man, he's going to come across this road and start strutting. I don't know if he's going to come across in time. So we're running out of time to hunt. We're only got till noon. So we go ahead and get on the corner and go ahead and try to cut him off on the road. Get set up there before he would come across to see us. And that was about our last ditch effort on this bird. And we go ahead and give it a couple more calls after we get set up. Throw ahead the Avian X laydown hen. We put her up. Gave a couple calls for a little while, back and forth. He didn't call back, and we didn't hear nothing from him. It's almost like he was there, disappeared, didn't hear him scuddy away. No warning calls, no nothing. And but it was overall a pretty awesome weekend, really fun. Heard some stuff, got some good intel on him, and hopefully next weekend we can go ahead and get it done.